Welcome to the show. You might be thinking, what the fuck is this? I'm not sure either. I'm just an AI voice being controlled. I make poopy in my pants like a silly wee girl. Now that's not something a voice like mine would say. But when an immature fat wee lesbian is in control, she will make me sound like a silly goose. Now a few things before we start. This is Kim's first ever show. And I'm sure you have high hopes that this will be hilarious, but please set the bar low. She's never done this before. Would you go to a restaurant expecting a great meal if you found out it was the chef's first time cooking? I don't think so, baby. But equally, don't go into this thinking it will be shit. You have to be positive and accept full responsibility if you don't enjoy it. The only way to truly win is to go into this thinking, it should be okay. Anyways, now that we have that out of the way, should we start the show? Might as well.
Disclaimers at the top of the show. As we know, there's nothing funnier than disclaimers. During the week, I've not been very well. You can say, oh, if he's one that's up there, fucking hell, it's been brutal. Not major, just not being able to breathe. I spoke to my doctor about it, and he was like, it's just anxiety. It's just anxiety. And I was like, well, Google says it's heart failure, mate, so I'm going to need you and Google to try and come in somewhere in the middle, you know what I mean? Because one seems quite serious, and then you're just saying, you're making it up, him. It's all you need. Disclaimer number 2, you might have seen the camera, we are filming this show. For no fucking reason, to be honest with you. Like, I'd love to tell you, like, there's a big company that wants to come in. No, this is just for my mum and dad. But Liam Mackenzie, the man filming, shout out to him. If you're doing anything filmed, give him a wee shout. And what's my third disclaimer? That's not a good start, I can't mind. Third disclaimer, you can take photos, that's absolutely fine. You can take videos. I can't stop you. I'm not going to jump into the audience and pull your phone off you. But I would advise against it, and not because I'm like, you need to keep this fucking quiet, you need to keep this a secret. It's just because you and I both know that you're never watching that again. Just save the fucking memory. Do us all a favour. Just, I'm filming it, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. The show's called Might As Well, and I called it Might As Well because for years I wanted to do stand-up and I put it off, and eventually I thought, might as well. Aye, very creative name, I think you'll admit. So the show's called Might As Well, and it gives me a chance to let you know a wee bit more about me, and also lets you know things that I can't necessarily talk about online, because I'll get a row for TikTok. So that's it. But if you'd asked me 8 months ago what the show was about, and I still say it, but I'd be like, it's just me talking a power of shite for an hour, right? And that's still true. But this show has kind of taken on a room, and it is the show that is changing my life. And it's because of people like you coming to see it. So thank you so much. Just before we go any further, and I suppose we should just get stuck in. Imagine I didn't, imagine I went, right, that's it. Also, I'm just going to fucking address the elephant in the room, right? I have Voss water. Right? My pal got me water. I'm not a Tory, right? I don't want any rumours going out there, right? I need to stay hydrated. Right, so we'll just get stuck in. So, my name is Kim, and I am a wee guy. A wee guy. I've not always been a wee guy, and I realised this last year when the Barbie movie came out. Did we see the Barbie movie? It's heartbreaking, isn't it? It's hard being a woman and a doll. But I saw that film, and then it gave me this memory from when I was younger. I thought, fuck, I used to play with Barbies. I used to be a wee girl. Before I got into the football and scratch cards. Like that. So I locked this memory of me playing with Barbies that I would like to share with you, because it's quite cute, it is cute, right? I was 6 years old, and I know I was 6, because this memory takes place during the 1998 World Cup final, which is a really lesbian way to remember the year, first to say. And I didn't have a lot of Barbies. I had Barbie, I had a wee sister Shelley, and I had a pink and blue Jeep. And what I would do, it was dead cute, I used to get Barbie, I would hop her in the driver's seat of the Jeep, I'd drive a bit, and I'd knock down and kill Shelley. Some people had Dr. Barbie, that tragic circumstance Barbie. Is that astronaut Barbie? No, this is a vehicular manslaughter Barbie. I'm kidding, it's premeditated murder Barbie, she meant it. I have been looking back at my childhood and trying to figure out what the fuck that was about. A wee bit weird then. And I thought it's something that could be related, maybe no. But when I was younger, when all my pals were reading like Harry Potter or Roald Dahl, I was reading my mum's Take a Break magazines. Is there anyone here not familiar with Take a Break? Also, readers, everyone. Love it. If anyone doesn't know what Take a Break is, it's a magazine predominantly for women and gay men. And on the inside is the most horrendous and gut-wrenching true crime stories. Next to crosswords and Sudoku. Right, so on one page it'll be like, this woman was murdered, that could happen to you. So why don't you challenge your mind to stay sharp? If you've never seen a Take a Break magazine, the best thing you can do is go into the shop and look at the cover of a Take a Break magazine. You'll not see anything funnier. Because every cover's the same, right? In the corner you've got Take a Break. And next to that is a giant woman who's the happiest anyone's ever been, despite the fact she's draped in the most horrendous headlines. For example, at her shoulder it'll be like, honeymoon murder, man murders newlywed wife, and she's over the fucking moon with it. I think she had something to do with it, I don't know. When I was doing the Fringe, I used to do that joke where I would tell people, go look at Take a Break. And one day I decided, I was like, I'm going to go and see what Take a Break centre. And then August Take a Break this year, right, I shit you not, the woman on the cover was smiling, but it was like a laugh smile. She was like, like that, right? And one of the headlines was, my husband was killed by bees. She found it really funny. Granted, getting killed by bees is one of the funnier ways to go. Still think it's quite inappropriate. So it could be that. Maybe because I was reading Take a Break, maybe that's why I was violent. But if I said that, then I'd have to blame myself. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather blame Barbie. Right, because people think she's squeaky clean. Right? But it's not a coincidence that the year before I was doing all that fucked up shit, the song Barbie Girl by Aqua came out. Are we familiar with the song? Right, it's an absolute classic, right? It's a banger, I'll be the first to say it. See the lyrics? Fucking terrible. Especially for a 5-year-old, right? And I'll go through them, I'll explain. Even the chorus, right? I'm a Barbie girl, in a Barbie world, life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. What the fuck, Barbara? Barbara, I am 5 years old. Pedo. First verse, she comes in, she says, I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight, I'm your dolly. I'm a blonde bimbo, she just told us that she's thick as fuck. But this is the woman that's qualified for any job in the world. She's a lying bitch, that's what she is. And then we've got Ken. Ken's the worst part of it. I fucking hate Ken, he's the worst part of the song. Because Ken does what a lot of men do. They'll tell the women what they want to hear in order to get what they want. Right? Because he comes into the song and he's like, you're my doll, rock and roll, feel the glamour in pink. Kiss me here, touch me there, hanky panky. hot and pumped. In the middle of the song. And he's not even rhyming, not even trying. Then you've got the pre-chorus, you know, the come on Barbie, let's go party. That's peer pressure. The reason she didn't go the first time. So the lyrics are terrible. So that was 5 listening to this, right? Lyrics are terrible, but the worst lyric by far comes in the second verse. And it's from Barbara herself. And when I first heard this, I was like, there's no danger they put this in the song, and they did, right? And this is it. She says, make me walk, make me talk, do whatever you please. I can act like a star, I can beg on my knees. No, she can't. She can't. I'll tell you why, if you're confused, she can't do this with her legs. How's she bending on the knees? I should know how her legs work. I used to make her scissor, so I'm quite... quite familiar with how they work. Hey, Mum. So that was me at 6. Normal wee lassie, as you can see. No, see, despite all that, I was quite a happy-go-lucky wee lassie. I have 3 brothers. I'm the most masculine out of us all for some fucking reason. I was in her womb and I just stole all the fucking testosterone from myself. My mum and dad, they split up when I was 1. Thank fuck. Honestly, yeah. It never bothered me, right? And I don't, you know, I know people treat divorce different and whatever, but it never bothered me. The only time it stood out was one day when I was really wee. I went to my pal's house and I just asked her, how come your dad stays in the house? As if I kept mine chained at the back. We don't let mine in like that. Mum and Dad, I've still got a great relationship with Mum and Dad. My dad was always like the fun parent, and I felt sorry for my mum. She got shafted, she had to do all the school stuff and all the boring stuff, whatever. It was a wee shame. It's weird telling us all these stories when you're right here. Usually you hide it. Go in the back. But when I was 9, my mum had the opportunity to go on a girls' holiday. Right? Woo! Right? And I'm glad she did, you know, single mother who worked 2 jobs. It was it was hard for her, so when she got a wee break, I'm glad she did it. And she went to Spain, and I think sometimes, not change the conversation, but when you go to Spain, there's always a wee bit of debate on when's the best time to go. You know what I mean? Like, some people want to go in March because it's a wee bit cooler. Some people want to go in July because it's hot. And I don't think there's a wrong time to go. I would argue that she went at the worst time. So my mum went to Spain in the September of 2001. Same week as 9/11. And when you're 9, you don't understand the world, do you? Right? So I'm looking at a map going, MAGA's there, New York's there. That much between them, she's fucked. She's gone. Who remembers 9/11? See, I asked that on Friday and some cunt went, woo! I was like, should I have asked, is there any 9/11 fans in the house? Like, would that have been more appropriate? People are leaving because the 9/11 part's coming out. Sorry. I remember 9/11. Right? I was 9, as I said. I was in the classroom. And a teacher from another classroom came into mine and she said to my teacher, she's like, look miss, something massive is happening in New York, you're going to have to put the news on. So my teacher got up and she went to the corner of the room and she rolled out the telly. Now I don't know if you remember the buzz you got as a child when the telly was rolled out. Right? She's like, yes, pencils do, they work. That buzz quickly died and a live terror attack was displayed for us on the telly. I was putting my hand up saying, look miss, can we just get back to work, Ken? This is fucking... Oh, we put something a wee bit less depressing on, like Shawshank Redemption or something. Oh, Also, I mean, you'll know this, but my mum did survive 9/11 by and I said, she's here tonight, well done, Mum. She's a survivor. And for me, personally, I'm just glad that I was past my Barbie stage. Imagine if I had pilot Barbie. I don't know what that sick wee bitch should have done. It's not me. It's her. He's sicko. But that was me. I was well and truly in wee guy mode at that point, and I played football, and I played football for years. I played in the Women's Premiership. Wait for that. It sounds impressive, it wasn't really. For one, I was the worst player in the league. And two, back then, the women's game just wasn't quite as impressive. I mean, you'd done 5 keepy-uppies at the park, you had 10 teams want to sign you. That was just how it was. But today, the women's game is amazing. It's amazing, and it just shows you, if you want to play top-flight women's football, you've got to be just as good as the guys that play 5-a-side with their pals on a Tuesday night. Got some bad news, right? See, if you laughed at that joke, you're a misogynist. But see, if you didn't laugh at that joke, you're not supporting a women in comedy. That's also a bit misogynistic. The room's suddenly feeling very uncomfortable right now. I like to joke about things like that, but I'm only having a wee laugh. But you know who doesn't have a laugh about those things? We guys on Twitter. We Andrew Tate followers. Aye. Because they you guys, they just get angry when women do anything. Like a lassie, I can be a professional athlete, right? Be a video of her skinning 3 players, scoring an absolute fucking cracker. And a wee guy will quote tweet it with if she was playing against men, she'd have never got away with that. So, well, thank fuck she wasn't then, I don't know what you want us to. Or sometimes they'll insert their shell into it and they'll be like, fuck, she's against me. I'd have fucking snapped her before she could even see the goal. Like, mate, that is so brave of you. That you assume that you can beat a professional athlete purely because you've got a wee tangerine between your legs. And I'm saying wee tangerine because misogynists have tiny cocks. I've checked. People are like, how come it took you so long to do stand-up? I've been fucking busy. It's fucking... He's not a misogynist, I'll tell you that. I'm so gay that even the idea of looking at an imaginary cock is difficult for me. The things I do for my art. Sorry if you know I'm gay, by the way. There's a few broken-hearted men out there. But I was gay, as a teenager, I was in the closet, and it's because, right, you would think a women's football team would be a safe place to come out. And for some reason, my team, it was the worst, right? Because we were all homophobic as fuck. Because we were all secretly gay. So we were always trying to throw each other off the scent by being the most homophobic ever. And then you grow up and you realise, homophobic people tend to be gay. That's mad. I was always having to overcompensate. I'd walk into the dressing room like this. And they'll catch me looking at tits today. I'd be talking to my pals after the game. Did you see the referee? It was pure gorgeous, wasn't it? I'd love a bit of that. I'd pure love to get his balls and grab them. I don't know, fucking... Straight women, they would grab the balls and squeeze them, is that what we do? Any ball grabbers in the house? Every time I've asked that question, the only people that have went yes is gay men. Gay men are very proud ball grabbers, we shouldn't take that away from them. Maybe I'm still homophobic, who knows? So I thought. But I don't want to, I said I'm going through my life and I don't want to picture these an inaccurate photo of me, right? Because as much as I was a teenage athlete, I was also a piece of shit. Right? Now, when I grew up, and I'm going to ask you a wee question if there's anyone, I've got a suspicion that someone will say aye. Growing up, was anyone here a member of a young team? Who said yes? Someone said yes. Yourself, what was your young team called?
Toby Jug.
Toby Jug? Now, my first thought was, is that not the fucking Calvary place? Like, how serious are you taking that shit? But it's not, that's the pub at Central Station, is it not? It was nothing to do with the pub, he's one affiliated. He's didn't have official sponsorship for the pub. No connection, so what, he's just hung about outside the Toby Jug? No?
Nothing to do with it.
Sorry guys, we're going to have to pause the show for a minute till I get to the fucking bottom of this. Right, so he didn't hang about outside the Toby Jug.
No.
Can I ask where the name came from?
I don't actually know.
It doesn't actually know. Where did you actually hang
I
about?
think it was something to do with the older generation had the Toby Jugs and they were drinking the beer out it and that's what they called themselves.
Oh, it's Toby Jug a hang?
Aye.
What fucking young team? Is this a young team for the fucking medieval century or something? Instead of bottles of wine with a fucking pints of meat. Anyone had a normal young team name that I can... Here we go, what's your young team name?
YCT, Young Camp CTG.
One of my arch nemesis. The young Campsie.
TG.
What?
TG.
Tige?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean when she said him?
Don't know.
Cool. Right. Well, if there's anyone here that doesn't know what a young team is and is sitting here confused as fuck, because he didn't help Hinks. You don't know what a young team is, or you didn't grow up in Scotland. A young team is when a group of wee guys for one postcode fight a group of wee guys for another postcode, despite the fact that none of them own any land or property in these postcodes. I don't know what they're fighting for. So when I grew up, these wee young teams were everywhere, right? And if you weren't cool enough to get into one of these young teams, you just made up one yourself. That's what me and my pals did. At 14, we created the YCC. And that stood for the Young Clinic Crew. Because we used to drink wine outside the local GP clinic. And young local GP clinic crews a bit of a mouthful. You've got to think about the branding and the marketing when you're writing it in every bus stop, you know what I mean? Instead of Barbie scarves, we wore NHS lanyards. If you wanted to fight us, you had to phone at 8:30 for an appointment. Favourite joke of the whole show, let's know that. That was me and my pals at 14. That was me and my lassie pals at 14. My guy pals, what age were they? Fuck, they were men. It's about to get a wee bit dark in here, ladies and gentlemen. Because maturing is realising that Graham's not that cool 18-year-old that lets you sit passenger seat in his car. Graham's a paedophile. And his car he would zoom, and the passengers he would groom. Right. Yous took that alright. Do you know who does not like that joke? Edinburgh. Edinburgh are not with the grooming poetry. That's woke culture for you. Oh god. I don't want anyone thinking anything bad of Graham, because he did stop hanging about with us when we turned 16. So, a man of morals. Can you imagine I said this shit on TikTok? I've not even changed Graham's name. But that's when I was 14 and that's when I started to get a drink. But then drugs came about. Security! This is is a sting operation. I didn't even do stand up. Book 'em, boys. Anyways, apparently I'm in fucking Miami Vice or something. Anyways, drugs, Camden. That's when drugs started coming about, and I was terrified of drugs when I was younger. Not so much now. But when I was younger, I was really scared. And the reason for that is because I'd never seen any of my pals on drugs and thought, I want to be like that. Right? For example, one of my pals, Jordan, no changed his name either. Jordan had eckies, right? And she's in the back, just a big ecky pill like that. Anyway, my pal Jordan had eckies and he offered me one, and I was like, no thank you, I'm watching my weight. Keep that to yourself, brother. And then Jordan done something that I've never seen anyone do. Jordan got this ecky and then shoved it up his arse. For those curious, it's called a bum drop. Got any bum droppers in the house tonight? Is that gay men? Because once again, it's always gay men. Right, but my pal Jordan did this, right, and then he started, I feel like everyone's talking about the time the bum dropped. My mum's in the front one, it takes you back, doesn't it? My pal did this, right, shoved the neck up his arse. Can you imagine I said that on TikTok, fuck's sake. And then he done something that I have never seen anyone do, right? He tripped, he fell, and he landed perfectly in between a car and a curb. Wedged. And he was screaming at the top of his lungs, I'm gonna die! Help! Help! And I remember looking at him, shaking about in between the car and the curb. I thought, fuck, that boy really needs help. I hope he gets it, 'cause that's mortifying. Embarrassing. But that was my life, it was just stupid shit like that happened, right? So it wasn't into it, but I'll tell you about the first time I ever properly saw a drug, right? It was at a YCC house party. It was our AGM. To make sure we were making a profit that year. Me and the girlies got together, and the men. We got the drink, and then somebody brought speed, right? Usually someone cheers at that bit. Where's Druggy at the back? Speeding on your cup of tea. But, so they brought speed, right? Now when you're 14, as you know, peer pressure's different, and acting like the big man's different. So when my pals asked me, are you going to take some of the speed? I'm like, of course I am. So I'm like wiping tears because I'm terrified. Right? But I got lucky, I got really lucky. I ended up in the bathroom with my pal Claire, and she put out 2 lines. She took one, and she said, look, you take that, I'm away to get my drink. I'm like, no bother. And I just like dusted it away, right? I never done it. I was like, I don't know what's in that, there's no ingredient list. What's the macros? So I just dusted it away. Claire came back, and she's like, did you do it? I was like, of course I did. That was delicious. That really was something special. You need to get us a recipe for that, dog, because that was something else. And I thought, the answer, I've got away with this until I realised, shit, I don't know what speed's meant to do to you. And this was in 2006. So I couldn't just pull out my phone and Google the effects of speed. Right? But I also couldn't go to my pal, whose house it was, and go, here, is there any chance you can fire up the desktop? I've got a wee question for Jeeves. And the libraries are shut, so I don't know where else everyone got their fucking information from 2006, right? So I had to just do the only thing I knew what to do. I just copied everyone. I thought, when they get excited, I'll get excited. When they giggle, I'll giggle. I ended up sitting like a mute of that party, just sitting in the corner like this. like the wee Kirk to Lord of the Rings. People are like, has she been bum dropping? She's fucking... She's on something. So I was doing that. Now Claire was my main muse. Unfortunately, at some point in the night, Claire then decided to throw herself down the stairs. It's a true story, I still don't know why she did it. Right? And I realised, shit, I can't do that. I've got football in the morning. Very committed. So that's when I had to change tactics. And I came out with the... I'm not even feeling it. No, I'm not even feeling it. Do you know what it'll be? It's because my tolerance is so high. Because I actually day drugs all the time up at my granny's bit. Aye, my granny, they use them there. Aye, where my boyfriend stays. My very real boyfriend stays. Me and him are just constantly doing drugs. I like to end that bit on a wee note, and it's quite a controversial thing to say. I'm a controversial person, I'll say it, okay, right? I don't believe that children should take drugs with paedophiles. Cancel me, Gen Z, I've said it now. Oh God, that was the final straw for the people. I'm like, fuck that, I need to go. So I'm a wee bit of a fan when I was younger. My mum would say otherwise. I was an absolute angel, wasn't I? Yeah, she said yes, that one. Then I grew up and I like to report that I don't do drugs, I'm not mental. And I'm not perfect, but the one thing I do pride myself on is that I'm not a violent person. On the outside. In here it's a world of destruction, mate. Right? Just for silly things like, if I'm standing in a queue and somebody cuts in front of me, in my head I've grabbed them, kicked them away and said, fuck you! Right? But in real life what's happened is I've went, on your mate. Mate, I'm a piece of shit, you go in front of me, like honestly. I didn't even deserve to be here, why didn't you even call me that fucking? I'm too nice and it's like too nice and I'm a fucking psycho up here. Right? Not a violent person, but the other week there, another month there, I thought I was going to have to get a wee bit violent. I got scared, I thought, shit, this might kick off. Right? I was on a train, like where all good stories start. Right? And this train was London to Glasgow and it was absolutely mobbed. Absolutely mobbed, but the saving grace was that I had a ticket. Right? And I had a reserved seat. So I thought, it doesn't matter how busy this train gets, I know I've got a seat. So I got to my seat, and for the purposes of this story, I'm going to call this guy Bob-Eyed Jim. And Bob-Eyed Jim had his arse firmly placed in my seat. And he made me have to do that pure passive-aggressive thing that I think we've all done at one stage. Because you don't want to call it out straight away. So I had to do that thing where I'm like, right, shit, he's sitting in my seat. Get the ticket out. Look at the seat number. Look at Bob-Eyed Jim. Right, he's no shifting. Look at the ticket again. Look at the seat number. Bob-Eyed Jim. I'm standing there like the world's worst fucking problem solver. So I'm like, fucking, they match, but he's there, what the fuck? Think about do that, because you don't want to be that person that goes, you're sitting in my seat, you hope that if you stand there long enough, they'll then realise and they'll move. Bob-Eyed Jim did not give a fuck about my performance, right? Didn't care. So eventually I had to say to him, I was like, look, I'm really sorry mate, but that's actually my seat. And he turned around to me and he said, oh, sorry, I don't actually have a reserved seat, but my girlfriend who's sitting here, she does, and I want to sit next to her, so I'm just going to sit here. So in my head, I fucking got him in that, right? Got on the outside, I was like, no, I'm going to stand up for myself here. So I said to him, and I tried to be as nice as possible, right? I was like, look mate, I don't want to split you and your girlfriend up. Because look, I'm not looking to split them up. I don't want to create a weird Romeo and Juliet situation on the Avanti West Coast. It's not my bag, right? I said to him, I was like, look, I appreciate that. However, this train is absolutely rammed. I was like, if you can find a spare seat, I'll happily swap. I don't think it's my responsibility to try and find that seat. So we went back and forth, and eventually stood up and went, fuck's sake. Anyway. So then I sat down, and that's when I realised, fuck, I'm sitting next to the bird. And I need to try and figure out, if this kicks off, could I leather her? Because because I hadn't had a good look at her. So I'm having to sit there and do the kind of side eye. Oh look, there's a window. It took me 2 minutes to figure out that I absolutely could live. So I took her chair as well. And no, I didn't. But I sat there, right? I sat there. I thought, that's fine. I could take her on. So Bob and Jim had went up and down about 4 times. And eventually, he came back. And this is the movement he made. He went, look, there's a spare seat down there. Now, will you just move? It's the sassiest wee guy ever. I turned around to the bird and I was like, I didn't know your boyfriend could dance. That was beautiful. And at that point, I'd had enough. I'd been really nice to him up until then. And I said, do you know what, mate? See for your cheek? I'm not moving. I don't give a fuck. I'm not moving. And Bob and Jim just stormed off. Now, credit to the bird. The first thing she said, she turned round and she went, look, I'm really sorry. I don't like the way he spoke to you. And I was like, no, it's fine. And then she pulled out her phone and she started texting like this. And I thought, you fucking dancer. I've caused an argument between them. To me, that is the ultimate power move in this scenario. Be white to me, I'll convince your bird to dump you. He's an arsehole hen, I'll just get rid of him. But then she stood up, right? And this is what the kit's really weird. She stood up and she said, I'm going to go and stand with him because I feel bad. He's standing by himself. So immediately I felt vindicated. I thought, the lying wee prick never found a spare seat. But as she was gone, she turned around to me and she went, it's just that it's our anniversary today. So we were really hoping we'd be able to sit together. I felt fucking shocking. I felt so bad. Because I thought, oh my god, I cannot believe that I've gave this woman the impression that I give a fuck. What a horrible bastard I am that I've convinced this woman to divulge personal information. I'm not your friend. I said I was nice to her, so I just said to her, I was like, look, happy anniversary. And hopefully next year it gets you 2 seats together. I'll see you later. I'm gonna put my feet up. Best journey ever. I liked telling that. I also always think about, because that's a true story, and I always think, I wonder if they know that I talk about them on stage. They will when I fucking put it up on YouTube. But I like to talk about that story because it's my one and only public transport win. Most of my battles on public transport have been losses. Do we have any bus wankers in the house? Oh, some proud bus wankers here. I've got a theory. I don't think people on the bus are real. You know what I'm saying? There's too many weird things happening on a bus, isn't it? Like, these are going to be paid actors or something. All the time, man. I was on the bus one day, sitting minding my own business, had my headphones in, and there was a woman behind me, and she pointed to the stop button. And I thought, lazy bitch. And I hit it for her, right? The bus then stopped. She stayed in her seat. And then the driver was looking in the mirror at me going, is it this stopping? Aye, it is, pal. You're an arsehole. You've got me out of this bus. Driver, thank you very much, mate. You're an arsehole. I have since reflected on that story, by the way. There's a wee bit of an update. I realised that I don't even know if she was asking me to do that because I had my headphones in. And if that's the case, like say she was asking for the time, like what's happened is she's went, sorry, have you got the time? And I went, alright, you lazy bitch. You get off? No, I'll get off. No, it's fine. Fuck you! Driver, honestly, thank you so much. You're an arsehole! mental bus person in her life. She's maybe telling her side of the story at another stand-up show. Oh, the fucking buses, man. I hate the buses. The worst thing by far that ever happened to me on a bus, right? Oh, fuck, I even hate talking about this. So I was sitting on the bus. It was half empty, and that's important. And there was two wee old women that sat in front of me. And they were chatting away to each other, and out of the blue, one of them turned round to me and said, "Hen, you can sit in these seats if you want." This bitch pointed to the priority seats. Right? Which, if you don't know, they're seats designated for the elderly, the disabled and the pregnant. Oran Mor, which one do you think that she thought I was? Don't answer! It's a true story, it keeps me up at night, man. Fucking hell. Is there anyone, I got a few woos at the bus wanker, is there anyone that takes the bus to work? I've got a wee woo in here, who would? Don't be shy, you would. Who would? The show will not go on until we find you. I'll jump down there. Well, right, we've got a... Thank you. She's like, we just want to go home, so... what's your name? Sarah. Did you take the bus to work? Right. You are stronger than our troops. Because I don't think nothing tests your mental health like getting the bus to work. It really, really tests you. What do you do for a living? There's nothing wrong with that. No, look, that's fine. What do you study? Law, right, there you go. Fuck, you could have came out with that. She studies law and she's like, but I used to flip the burgers and that's better. I don't think we should forget that. Oh no, that's quite impressive. So I was going to say, you're going to be a lawyer. Aye. I don't know, maybe there's something else you can do. You could be a lawyer for McDonald's. What's a dream? Aye, that sounds like quite a serious job, being a lawyer. I've never had a serious job. I've had hundreds of jobs, I've just never really had like a serious one. Like the only time I've ever had my NHS lanyard was my YCC days. Never worked in like care or with the NHS or anything like that, but I used to work in retail. Give it up for my retail fans! And then I worked in hospitality, I worked in pubs for years. Fucking hell, why are you sharing this shit? That's right, I used to work in minimum wage jobs. And now look at me. I couldn't even imagine back then buying one of these. I'd have worked like overtime for 5 weeks to... Look at me now. Are you proud, Mum? No, I worked in hospitality for years, and then the pandemic hit. And obviously it was frowned upon to keep working in a pub during a pandemic. So I thought, I need to get a new job, and I'll get a job working from home, right? So I rolled up my sleeves, I went on S1 jobs, went on Indeed, and I just asked my mum to get me a job at her work. And I became like a nepo baby in my mum's work. You know who my mum is? What mum does, it's like working from home and it's like taking calls, right? So it's like a call centre type job. And when I told my pals that I was going to be doing a call centre job, all of them kept saying to me, oh, call centre? The amount of abuse you're going to get, by the way. Oh, the abuse, the amount of abuse. I appreciate that it's a shite job. But when you're talking about abuse, you've clearly never worked in a pub before. Because if I can compare the two, when I used to work on the phones, old men would hear my voice and flirt with me. Right? When I worked in the pub, old men called me son. Both made out a wee bit different to work in the pub. And I was in because it was like real threat, real danger in the pub. I had a woman one night, she was kicking off at me. Right, she was kicking off and she was going, do you know who I am? I'm going to get you done in. I'm connected. I'm fucking connected. They're not happening to me, so I can only assume that the only line she was connected to was the moon in the fucking space cadet, right? But to tell you the truth, I was scared at the time. I was like, fuck, what if she does do something, what if she comes back, whatever. Can you imagine she tried to do that on the phone? You're getting done in. No. That's it. 1-0 to me. She can phone back, there's 500 other people in this life. And even if she gets through to me again, do you know what, I'm fucking connected. We're about to be disconnected. 2-0, she's getting absolutely leveled. In the pubs, there's real threats and there's real abuse. I had a guy, I had to cut him off one night, and this guy turned around to me and called me a fat dyke. Is that funny, Mum? I know you're shocked because you're looking at me and you're like, wait a minute, how would one even come to that conclusion? A fat dyke? You're a skinny straight. I know, I'm the same. It's confusing. I didn't know where it came from either. But it hurt my feelings. And it genuinely hurt my feelings. Because he also looked like a fat dyke. And for a minute I thought, oh no, one of my sisters has turned on me. Like, Hen, we need to stick together through these difficult times. Family look like a fat dyke, but you look like the reason that women ask for Angela, so I know. Fat dyke, can you believe it? Still in shock. Fat's probably the number one insult I've had my full life, which is a real shame. And I think when people call me fat, they expect it to be a real punch to the stomach. I know you're padding me, I'm saying don't worry about it. I won't feel it. But genuinely, it doesn't actually bother me. It's because I've got a wee bit of an issue, right? I don't realise how fat I actually am. I've got like body dysmorphia, like in the opposite way that it's normally. So if you know what body dysmorphia is, normally it's depicted as a skinny wee lassie who's looking in the mirror and what she sees is a fat lassie, right? When I look in the mirror, I see the skinny wee lassie. The two of us are just staring at each other. And she's having a terrible time. But I'm loving it. I'm like, fucking hell, man. There's nothing to me, it's amazing. Honestly, I just don't realise, but then you get moments when it kind of kicks you up the arse and you're going, oh fuck, I'm a fat bastard. Right, for example, during the Fringe. Now during the Fringe, people took photos and encouraged you to take photos because it just spreads the word and it's nice. But every night I had to go home and look at these photos and Jesus Christ, was that a test to me, man. I'm going home going, it's incredible what AI can do, by the way. Because that isn't me. Somebody has ate me on the stage. The bees that killed that guy have came and got me and I'm blown up. So that kind of reminds you, but then something happened about this time last year that should have been a massive wake-up call, and I just never really took it. Right? Now, as I'd imagine every single person in this room knows, I do TikTok videos, as I've mentioned. I'll hold for applause. And I've got about 180,000 followers. That's better. When you've got that many followers, some people will refer to you as an influencer. No mate, I could not influence an arsehole to do a shite. Nobody is looking at something that I wear and thinking, did you see what Kim had on? I think she got that for the boys section of George. Nah, nobody's. I'm not influencing anyone, right? And for that reason, very sadly, I never get offered fuck all, right? Nobody gives me any free stuff. It's a shame. We shame being an influencer. But about a year ago, I got offered something fucking massive. I got offered a free gastric sleeve. Which, if you don't know, is weight loss surgery, right? I got offered that, right? And I wish I was making that up, right? Can you imagine what I was like when that text came through? Looking at my phone going, it couldn't have been for me. Just want me to fade away to none. Getting the lassie in the mirror going, here, Ring, that's for you fat bitch. I like joking about that, right, but I also get worried because the woman was very nice and I'm like, what if she comes to one of these shows? And she's like, that's not how it happened. But that's not how it happened. She was very nice. She actually phoned me. She was dead nice, right? But I had to laugh because during her phone call she kept saying, this will cost you nothing. This will cost you nothing. Well, it'll cost me about 50% of my stomach, you lying bitch. So my appointment's next Tuesday and I'm looking forward to it. No, I can't lose weight. If I lose weight, what will we guys with shite partners say about me online? What do you think about them? Charitable like that. I never normally get that much shite. However, in the summer I got quite a lot of shite. I don't know if you saw, I ended up having a bit of beef with Reform UK. Yeah. If you don't know, during the general election there was a Reform candidate in my area and I decided to find the bitch. And I even went as far as going down to London. I said, people were like, you took that too far. The jury's out, I don't know if I did. But during that whole debacle, I got like a lot of shite online, specifically for like guys down south, right? And I'll tell you my favourite bit of abuse I got. So I like to pick a favourite, right? I had a guy called Luke message me. Now Luke had 3 English flags in his bio. Right? I don't think there's anything wrong with being English. Being 3 times English, however, is a bit fucking... You're really pushing it there, aren't you? Right, but this guy Luke, he messaged me and he said to me, do you want a medal, you fat rug muncher? I was like, aye. I would love a medal for fat rug munching. They're looking at new sports stats at Olympics. Get me that in there. You'd be looking at the fucking Simone Biles of the sport. There is something special about saying rug muncher and scissor in front of your mother. Very special. Let's see, what time is it? Oh fuck, I'm running out of time. I've got one more bit to finish on, but before I get to that, I'd just like to say again, thank you so much to everyone who got a ticket. This isn't my full-time job, I still work full-time, and I've been working hard this year to try and get there. And if it wasn't for people like you buying tickets, especially on a fucking Sunday night in November, I wouldn't be close to that, so thank you so fucking much to every single person who bought a ticket. Now we're going to finish it on a bit that is becoming a wee bit of a favourite when people come and see me. And this is the story of how I lost my job at Sports Direct. That's right. That prestigious company, Sports Direct. How I lost my job. So I was a supervisor, I was 21. Right, I was a supervisor, I was working my way up the ranks. I was going to become Little Miss Sports Direct one day, right? It was in a more shop. And then there's the little sack. Now, when you tell people that you get sacked in a retail job, they normally think that you've been stealing. And I had been. But that's not what the bastards want me for. I was good at that. What happened? I had a wee bit of lapse of judgment. I made a bit of a mistake. One day I walked into the canteen. I'm calling it a canteen, it was a room with a microwave. I walked in and my friend Rebecca had left her phone on the table. Now, we're all pals and we used to do that thing, I'm sure loads of us have done it, when your pal leaves their phone out and you take loads of pictures, right? Because for some reason on an iPhone you don't need to use a passcode to unlock the phone to get to the camera. In case you're in like a fucking photography emergency or something, I don't know. Quick, get the picture, I don't know. Right, so went to the canteen, my pal Becca's phone was there, so me, my friend Mark and my friend Alex decided to have a wee photo shoot. Right, and we took about 100 pictures. But one of the pictures I had a wee bit of an intrusive thought. said to me, get your arse out. So one of these photos I went, boop, that was it, just one photo. Right. Got my wee cheeks out for the occasion. My friend Rebecca got her phone, she loved it, and she loved it so much, she put it on Twitter. And do you know who didn't love it? Sports Direct. Body shaming bastards there. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, well that's going to be the worst part of that story, and it's not. Because if you've ever been sacked by a big company like Sports Direct, what they do is they send you what's called a disciplinary pack. And in that pack, it will tell you what you're being sacked for, with any supporting evidence. Does anybody know what the supporting evidence was in this case? Anyone, shout it out. My arse, yeah. So if you don't keep it up, I got sent a picture of my own arse in the post. But wait, it gets worse. It wasn't just me that got sacked, all 4 of us involved got sacked. My arse took in half the work for that. And all 4 of us received a picture of my arse in the post. Sorry, I don't think you understand it, right? Picture the scene. HR was somewhere down in England, right? A wee woman, we'll call her Sandra. She had to go on her computer that day. She had to log in. She at some point had to get a picture of my arse off on her screen. And then she said print times 4. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know, she could have took copies. How the fuck did I know? And then she's went and put them in, that's how she walks. She's went and put them in an envelope. And then she's posted them up the road via the Royal Mail. The weirdest way I've ever sent it. So usually when I do that joke, people shout, like during the Fringe, people kept saying like, oh, we want to see it, we want to see it. It's like, I don't get my arse out for anyone. They're like, Mum, we want to see the picture. And I would love to show you. But I don't know where it is. It was that long ago. So that's the end of the show. It would be funny though. Like, I don't know, try to think, see if I'd went to a printer's and asked them to blow up a picture of my arse. That would be funny. Like I've had the picture for years ago and I was like, here it is. I have no clue. Like who would go to a printer's first of all and ask them to print a picture of their own arse? Me. 55 pounds. You're curious. I've got one more show to do this, and then I don't know what to do with that. Mum has gone in your living room then. Guys, views have been incredible. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I will be doing the Glasgow Comedy Festival next year with a new show. I've not told them yet. Keep that on the down low, but I definitely will. I've got a name and a friend, but I'm not going to tell you yet. So I would love it if you've enjoyed yourself tonight. I would love if you came back next year and saw my new show. But it'll be even better, hopefully. Who knows? Maybe not. It's a risky take, isn't it? There probably will be less arse. That's all I can say. I know. Right, there'll be more arse then. Guys, you've been incredible. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you so much. Now watch me struggle. go awkwardly with this.